It was a quiet evening. The rain tapped softly against the window. Mia sat alone at her desk, staring at a small envelope in her hands. Her heart felt heavy, as if it carried 1,000 unsaid words. She didn't know if she was ready to open it. Mia's mind drifted to the past. She remembered the laughter, the long walks, the quiet talks that felt endless. But alongside the warmth was the pain of words left unsaid, of moments that could never return. She hugged the envelope tightly, wishing for a way to turn back time. A tear rolled down her cheek, but she took a deep breath and reminded herself she had to be brave. Mia took a deep breath. Her hands shook slightly as she lifted the flap of the envelope. Fear whispered in her mind, telling her she wasn't ready. But a small voice inside reminded her, sometimes the hardest step is the one that leads to healing. With trembling fingers, she opened the envelope and unfolded the letter, bracing herself for whatever words awaited. Mia unfolded the letter slowly. Words of love, apology, and encouragement filled the page. She felt a warmth spread through her chest, mixing with the sorrow she had carried for so long. The rain outside softened, as if the world around her understood. For the first time in days, she smiled. Sometimes courage meant facing pain, and through it, finding a new beginning. She reads the letter. My dearest Mia, if you are reading this, it means I have already left this world, and I am so sorry that I cannot tell you all of this in person. I wish with every fiber of my being that I could sit across from you, hold your hand, and speak these words aloud. But life has its own plans, and now I must trust that my pen can carry my heart to you. I remember the first time I met you. You were laughing under the sunlight in the schoolyard, your eyes bright and full of mischief, and I thought, I want to know everything about this girl. From that day on, you became my anchor, my joy, my home. We shared so much, our secrets, our dreams, our fears. You were the first person I trusted completely. The first person I ever loved. And perhaps the only person I ever truly will. Mia, I am so sorry. I am sorry for leaving you without goodbye. For the unspoken words that now weigh heavily on both our hearts. I thought I could spare you the pain, hide the truth of my illness so you wouldn't have to see me weaken and suffer. I wanted to protect you from the grief that I knew would come. But now I realize that in trying to shield you, I may have hurt you even more. I was diagnosed with the illness long before I told you. Every day I watched our lives together, feeling the joy of your laughter and the pain of knowing I couldn't promise you a lifetime. There were nights I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, imagining a world where I could grow old with you, where we could chase our dreams together, watch sunsets, and argue over the silliest things. But that world was never meant to be, and yet, those dreams will always be ours. Do you remember that rainy afternoon when we ran through the streets, soaked, laughing like fools? That was the kind of moment I wanted to give you every day. I wanted 1,000 more of them. But even in the midst of all that laughter, I carried a secret burden, afraid that one day you'd look at me and wonder why I seemed so distant, why I sometimes faded into silence. It wasn't you. I was terrified of losing you before I had even said goodbye. Mia, you are stronger than you know. I want you to promise me something. Don't let my absence dim your light. Live fully, love freely, and do not carry the weight of sorrow for me forever. I know it's unfair to ask this of you, but I trust you can. You always had a strength that awed me. I want you to remember the good times. Remember our secret jokes, our late-night talks, the way your hand felt in mine. Remember how you taught me to laugh even when the world was heavy, how your smile could make the darkest day feel warm. Those memories are my gift to you. They are eternal, and they will always be yours to keep. Forgive me, Mia. Forgive me for leaving, for the silence, for the pain I couldn't prevent. Know that every beat of my heart was full of love for you. Even in the quiet moments when I could no longer speak, My thoughts were always with you. Do not let guilt chain you to the past. Do not close your heart to love, or to joy, or to life itself. I need you to keep living, because your happiness matters to me, more than my own pain ever could. I want you to find moments of light, even when shadows try to creep in. I want you to smile again, truly smile, as you did when we first met. Take care of yourself, my love. Find peace, find happiness, and remember that somewhere beyond all this, I am still watching over you, still loving you, still proud of every step you take. Forever yours, Ethan. Mia reached the final line and felt her hands grow still. The room was silent, except for the soft hum of the night outside her window. The letter rested lightly between her fingers, but its weight pressed deep into her chest. For a long moment she did not move. She could not. Tears fell. Not sudden or violent, but slow, steady, as if they had been waiting years for permission. She did not wipe them away. She let them fall, one by one, onto the paper that carried his last words. Forever yours. She whispered the words aloud, her voice barely more than breath. For the first time since he left, the pain felt different. It still hurt, but it no longer felt sharp. It felt full, completed. As though something that had been broken inside her had finally found its missing piece. She folded the letter carefully, as if afraid it might disappear if she wasn't gentle enough. Then she held it to her chest, right where her heart ached most. I'm still here, she murmured into the quiet room. And I'm trying. Memories drifted through her mind, not just the sorrow of losing him, but the warmth of having loved him, his laughter, his patience, the way he looked at her as if the world made sense simply because she was in it. For years she had blamed herself for surviving, for smiling again, for wanting to live. Now she understood. He had never wanted her to stay frozen in grief. He had wanted her to move forward, with love, not guilt. Mia stood and walked to the window. The rain had stopped. The night sky was clear, scattered with distant stars. She imagined him somewhere beyond all of it, watching, smiling, proud. She pressed her palm against the cool glass. I will find peace, she whispered. I will find happiness. I promise. And for the first time in a very long while, the promise did not feel like betrayal. It felt like love. If this story touched your heart, you are not alone. Somewhere out there, someone is holding a memory the way Mia held that letter. Carefully, quietly, afraid it might fall apart if they breathe too hard. Loss does that. It teaches us how heavy love can feel when the person we shared it with is no longer within reach. This story is dedicated to everyone who has loved deeply and had to let go. To those who sat beside hospital beds, counted silent nights, or said goodbye sooner than they were ready for. To those who lost someone to illness, to time, or to the gentle, unavoidable course of life. Your grief is valid, and your love did not end with goodbye. If you are grieving, remember this. Feeling pain means what you shared was real, and healing does not mean forgetting. It means learning how to carry love forward in a new way, through kindness, through strength, through the life you continue to live. May this story remind you that the people we love never truly disappear. They remain in our choices, our courage, and the quiet moments when we keep going, even when it's hard. Thank you for spending this moment with us, for trusting this story with your heart, and for allowing yourself to feel. If you'd like more gentle stories like this, stories that speak to real emotions and real lives, you're welcome to stay with us by subscribing. Your presence here truly means more than you know. Take care of yourself, and wherever you are in your journey, may you find peace, warmth, and hope. The Last Letter.